Hey everybody, welcome back. Tournament game 2 against SubwaySamurai, best of 3. If we lose this best of 3, we're out of the tournament. If we don't, we're gonna be in the next stage, which is the playoffs. Okay, we're playing Eastern Bloc against his DGZ, right? Yep, DGZ. And yep, that's all there's to say really. Now, what should I be worried about? Oh my god, excuse me. Really two main things, I think. One is the Tiger, the other is the AMX-13. The Sotrop 95 are good, Marder 2s are good, but AMX-13s and the Tiger are probably the two biggest potential threats. Tiger shouldn't be too much of an issue with Lasurs and the STR and the Hypnorid, assuming I can ambush it because the Tiger outranges the thing, but you know, for the price it actually is pretty good against healers. If it can get in range, of course, but it's typically used for like ambush or base defense and deeper forest, stuff like that. But you know, LSTR and Lasurs should be pretty good for that. And I will try to heal it up. I'm gonna not put this right at the front. There's a chance, of course, that he's gonna start with a KWS, protect his Tiger against potential Lasur. In which case, I wouldn't be too mad, because then it means he has 140 points in terms of ASF, 140 points in terms of Tiger. That's already 280 points on essentially only one unit that affects ground targets. Of course, Tiger is strong, but it's not, you know, good against masses. Right, it's a sniper, it's a spotter, but it doesn't really, you know, stop a whole push or like a huge push as easily. So that's why I'm not too wouldn't be too mad if that happened. I'm gonna start with two MS-17s, one on each flank. Tiger can only really get one. I don't actually need to get this right away. Could get a Salamandra, but I think that's a bit too heavy in terms of helos. I really would like to get in here and get there with my MS-17s. But I will focus on mid. I'm gonna get some M2 Wilks. STR. I could also drop here, but I think I'm not going to. I think I'm actually gonna get 3. No, I'm gonna get 2 of you. No, hold on, scratch that again. Gonna get 3 of you. 2 M2 Wilks. Some meat shields. And some MP1s. I could need some more points. I think I'm gonna skip out on the meat shields for now. Should be enough for my Lasur. Not gonna be too aggressive in the opener. So my only ground AA at the moment are LSTR, but that's fine because I'm gonna get a Lasur as well. And the only real huge threat in terms of planes, which LSTR would struggle against, right, are Syrias, which I can, or like 80 Champions, which I could potentially counter with micros, forests, smoke, etc. And I'm not really too worried about bombers, which is why I don't think I really need dedicated anti-plane AA this early. So, and the LSC are more than fine enough against most helicopters. Alright, let's do this. Put it down there. Out here, LSTR. One's going there, one's going here. The other one up there. We go here, Lasur. Alright, send you out. And next spy is gonna be a mortar. If he doesn't buy a Tiger, whatever. I spent essentially 60 points of my initial deployment on... There we go. I might fly into Roland range here. Rip Tiger, very nice. I didn't even lose my Lasur, so that's a huge loss for him, of course. That's even in just purely in terms of KD, that's already 60 points advantage, but he also had to use full 140 points of his deployment. Again, I could just wait, like, it was enough for me to just save 60, right? get some of you stuff. Some of you stuff. Some of you. Get this. You, I want to have her like this. Send you out. Let's be early with the base defense here. We don't want to get caught out again. Have you hover low as well. Unload you. I don't have a mortar hotkeyed yet. Start with the smoke. Very nice. Keep moving up with you. Okay, very strong opener for us. I think I immediately want to get an arm 70 as well. Let's get you off the highway. Or like onto the highway rather. 4 now, okay. It's gonna be an issue for my M2 Wilkes if I'm too far away. Okay, those. Fire one salvo in there. Get more Mordschützen. Those are the AMX 13s that I'm worried about. Get you actually back here. It's not gonna be particularly effective at this range, right? You see it's stunned, but worried and calm, not even like panicked. That's why I'm not too worried. Just change your altitude so you can fire. Rocket pods, nothing going on up here. So let's make use of that. Oh, he actually has a Gepard here. But it might allow me to snipe the Gepard. Yep, snipe the Gepard. Very cool. Very cool. So you know what? Let's just get another MS-17. Okay, you know what? See if we can save you. Arm 70, fire in the back here. Actually position you on the highway. Otherwise you get spotted and outranged by the Tiger. Or if the Tiger wants to fly closer to my CV, then it has to cross the highway. And as such, get into... yeah, they're the AMX 13s, man. Really, really strong. There's the M204NL. Didn't expect it to be get out that early, like that far back, but it's fine. Like a Perota are of course much stronger in CQC because, you know, Grenadiers are line infantry, they don't have CQC MGs. LCR missed because they were panicked due to fire. It's already a heavy artillery coming out from him as well. Surprising. A surprise to be sure, and not a well. Actually, maybe. Oh my god. Okay, well. Is he? He is. Well, okay, it was a quick one, I guess. Yeah, just very. I guess. I mean, of course, technically he could have won, but it's just a very bad position for him. His 2A4NL wasn't able to support his infantry, so his infantry would have just died on my Wilkes and MP1s. And maybe he just realized also that the artillery was missed by it. It's a funny loss list. Everything just did 3 different units. 2 AMX-13s. Actually, 3 different AMX-13s. And the Gepard. Well, that's a quick one. At least we're in the playoffs now. I don't know who we're playing against yet, but we'll see. I'm sorry that it's a short video. I mean, I guess I'm just gonna, because I recently actually stopped having a timestamp in the comment in the description for the chapters with regards to when the game ends, so it doesn't necessarily spoil it if it's like a 5-minute game, but then I do like 15 minutes analysis or some shit. So I'm just gonna at least do that a bit here. Just so it's a bit longer, doesn't give away the game as quickly. Yeah, Tiger with no support. It can be. I think on this map, I'm not sure if it's really worth starting with the Tiger, because it's, at least against a deck like this, you need to anticipate a Lasur. So you need to start with like a KWS, or maybe, I guess what you could do is put in like an F104G or the cheap F4F, and then say, you know what, I'm gonna cheap out on my ground-based AA or something, which you also still only got one Gepard as well, which is very little. But like when you have to start with 2 CVs, or kind of have to, you don't have to, but you probably should, and you start with the fob, and then starting with a Tiger against a deck like this that you can't really protect, big gamble. I think this this mechanic definitely was just overkill. If you might as well like drive. You can probably drive into here. I don't think he spotted the MI-17, which if he did, okay, sure, fair play, but Saren, interesting. I mean, I spotted him earlier, but I could have sworn, or like would have expected him to have, yeah, because I saw this, right? I didn't check the veterancy, but it was like, that's promised recon infantry, and it was, but I would have expected KCT in there. Which is why I didn't want to, why I unloaded them a bit earlier, because I actually expected KCT to already be here. Although if they were here, I would have spotted, or they would have spotted each other. I could have definitely driven up a bit further. Let's see, what did this do? Shaken, worried, shaken. It was alright. I didn't really expect it to do much. But the morale damage that it did, which is the main thing it's supposed to do, actually not that bad, given that it was at, you know, not very close range, which is where you typically want to use this. There, he already buys. I mean, it's upvoted, sure, but just not a good decision. Like, I understand that you want to make use of your fob, and if you have only one heavy artillery piece, you want to get it early, but I mean, I suppose when he bought that, he didn't really lose much. The main issue that I see here is he pushed up with infantry. I guess he has MX-13s, but he has no infantry to support his Tour 4 with, right? If you play against a deck that is more built around numbers, which Eastern Bloc typically is, right? And I have like a bunch of Motrits in here, then you don't want to just have 2 vehicles here. I can just smoke, or like even use the highway, which blocks line of sight, to run up to you, force you into a close quarters engagement. Yeah. Oh well. Still, hope you enjoyed it. And yeah, we learned something, I guess. Not much to learn, but maybe something. And I'll hopefully see you next time. Later.